Howdy, everybody. So this video we're going to talk about money, which is a lot of people's favorite topic. you know, it's important to have. Um, so much of our 20s and 30s, maybe even our 40s, we're chasing money. It's a struggle to make ends meet. Um, it kind of consumes your entire lifestyle is your ability to pay bills and generate income, and you never seem to get ahead. There is a dynamic where at some point in your life, if you're fortunate, this will switch, that you are no longer chasing money, but rather money is chasing you. uh this is a good thing. This is what you want. This is what you're striving for, to someday be in this type of position. It's a situation where, I often talk about the importance of building an investment portfolio of at least $100,000. Get your credit score above 800. Pay off all your debts. If you do those three things right there, money starts chasing you. You're no longer chasing money. Your investment portfolio is going to grow on its own. Now, you're going to continue to contribute to it, but the average for the S&P 500 is 10% per year on average. Some years 20%. So let's just say 20% of 100,000 is $20,000. So now in 1 year you have your income from your driving plus income from your investment, additional $20,000. So typically an owner operator at Crete will drive 120,000, on average, 120,000 miles per year, with a gross revenue over 200,000. They'll get to keep half, which is their net income. So that's about $100,000. So you got $100,000 from driving plus money from your investments. That could be significant. It could be upwards of $20,000 for that year. So your true earnings for the year is $120,000, not $100,000. This is amazing. This is fantastic. You got a six-figure income plus an additional revenue stream from your investments, and you have no debt. Your credit score is over 800. What happens is that you achieve this level of success. What happens is that now financial institutions, banks, credit cards are now chasing you. You can get any credit card you want, basically, and 0% introductory offer. I get stuff in the mail every week, for a credit card or a personal loan. When you apply for these things, it's automatic approval because your income level is good. You have a long payment history. Your credit score is above 800. You're in the top percentile of all consumers. You are the prize at this point. You're not a liability. You are, what these companies want is high value customers. So it's interesting that the first part of your life you're chasing money, and then once you achieve a certain level of success, money starts chasing you. I turned down these credit card offers. I don't need them. I have several credit cards right now. They all have zero balance. I have a Navy Federal Credit Union credit card, $25,000 limit, zero balance. American Express Business Plum card, I could spend $10,000 to $20,000 on it, zero balance. I have personal credit cards of upwards of $20,000, zero balance. I don't need more credit cards. And same thing with personal loans. Last time I applied for a personal loan was through the Navy Federal Credit Union. It took me 10 minutes to apply, got automatic approval, $30,000 into my checking account same day. So this is where money chases you. When I bought my truck from the dealership, and I gave a good down payment. It's an $80,000 truck. I gave them $20,000 down payment. My credit score was over 800, and I was able to negotiate for their best interest rate. It was like 8.75%. Crete wanted over 11%, and they wouldn't negotiate. So this is the concept that money chases you. You're going to get the best deals. You're going to get the best interest rates. You're going to get the best loan terms. You're going to get automatic approvals for anything you apply for. Uh, there's trucking companies that would bend over backwards to hire me. I've been with Crete for 11 years now. I don't plan on going anywhere, but the trucking companies are lining up, offering more money. A 5 cent per mile increase isn't going to, motivate me to make a change. My investments alone, will do perfectly fine. All I got to do is stay on track, continue to save, continue to invest. It's a great position to be in when you know your time is valued. That there's a lot of companies out there that want your time, they want your energy, and in your first part of your career, you would jump at all these opportunities. You're like, hell yeah, I'll take that. And then once you reach this level of success, you're like, I don't need that. I'm perfectly fine with what I have and what I'm doing. I turn down opportunities because I don't need those opportunities. What I need is consistency and discipline, to stick with the current plan. It's tempting. All these offers are tempting, but this is the concept that you're no longer chasing money. Money is chasing you, and that's a tipping point. That's a change. That's something you want to achieve. You want to strive in your development to get to this point where you're not chasing money. Money is chasing you. All right, guys. That's all I got for you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the internet.